Hey, so in this video, I want to talk about how God has already forgiven you. You need to forgive yourself. Okay. A lot of times, we do something or live our life a certain way, and when we're ready to change, um, or maybe it was just something that we've done one or two times, a couple of times, and what happens is we hold on to that energy. We kind of keep uh, we hold on to that energy. We stay in that energy of regret for what we've done in the past, something that you can't even take back. And it's very harmful, okay? So you must understand, number one, that God already forgave you for what you did. God knew what you was going to do long before you did it, okay? What you have to do is learn to forgive yourself. And particularly, I'm talking about, you may have lived a life where you were doing drugs, selling drugs. You may have lived a life of prostitution. You may have lived a life of actually uh, picking them up, okay? Being the one that hires them. You may be the one that was doing all kinds of things, okay? But that doesn't mean that that's not. Well, first of all, what you need to understand that in the Bible they talk about a lot of different things, and some of the people that became the priests, the prophets, the uh, high, I want to say people of high ranking, they were living lives that were not the best. They were not. They were living lives that people in society would look down on. Okay, and so, but God chose them. They might have been what you call the black sheep or whatever, or sometimes they're not even called black sheep. They're just the ones that the undesirables. Okay, and but really they are much to be desired, okay, for whatever reason, because God desires them. God was going to them, brought them from low and brings them up high, okay, puts them on a pedestal, and sort of say. So that's number one thing you need to understand, is that just because you go through some things doesn't mean that you're not important or of high ranking, okay. God understands that a lot of times we go through things. It's human nature. God experiences life through us as well, right? So sometimes we experience some things that we don't want to, or that aren't pleasurable, and God might have been right there, angels might have been right there with you, just to see what you're going to do. Just to, first of all, it's just so God can experience you. Secondly, just to see what you're going to do, okay? To see if you're going to evolve past these tests. A lot of these things that we go through in life are tests, okay? We're tested a whole lot. Okay, we're tested to see if we'll graduate to the next level that we're supposed to. Okay, it's like school. Earth is like school for a lot of beings. Okay, especially chosen ones, to see if we're going to evolve past where you're at. Okay, so um, some people live lives of scamming. Some people live lives of doing all kinds of things that aren't desirable, right? And so, but God understands what you're doing. It's all about repenting or changing your ways, okay? Just because you were in darkness doesn't mean that you have to stay there. It's, you made mistakes, okay, get over it. God forgave you. Now, just because God forgave you doesn't mean that you're not going to have some type of karma or punishment for what you're doing, but it may not be as severe, okay? God knows your heart, knows your intent. Um, and so the Most High does. So the Most High already knows what you're doing, how you're doing it, why you did it, the deeper meanings, the stuff that's under the surface. Okay, what was your true intent? Okay, so again, it could be for different reasons, fleshly reasons, to the desire of the flesh, cheating on your spouse or whatever, right? Material, the 3D or material world, people are concerned about, and they do a lot of things that can affect them in other realms based on the 3D or the 3D wants and desires. Okay, I want to have the nicest car, a nice house. I want them to look at me like I'm this and that. Okay, so again, um, especially if it's not what you truly are, there's not your aim or your goal is to hurt people. You might have just made some mistakes. God knows your desire, He knows your heart, and forgave you already. You have to forgive yourself. A lot of times it's your own spirit that convicts you. Okay, your own spirit convicts you for the choices that you have made. Okay, won't let you rest. All right, your lack of self love, and your want and need to feel perfect in front of um, your lack of self-love and your need to want to appear to be perfect in front of people is another reason why you may be having a hard time forgiving yourself. Okay, you need to forgive yourself though. That's how you move forward. A lot of times, forgive yourself. And another thing, I took a couple notes, which is why I was up on the side. And forgive yourself and accept yourself. So I was talking to someone. These things keep you trapped in your mind, okay? And that means you're not going to make no progress. You can't move forward, okay? I was talking to someone at the office at work yesterday, and we were talking about, well, first of all, it was other students there, and the person mentioned that they didn't like their name, okay? Or they're like, do I have to write down what my name is? And I'm like, yeah, you gotta write down what your name is. If you want your certification, because of what I do, it's to help. It's kind of legally binding, so it's like, okay. Of course, you need to put your real stuff on there, right? And then, okay, all right, bye. Bye. Good, we're still there. Okay, I'm looking at him like. Anyways, okay, go that way. Go that way. So, the person was like, they don't like their name, whatever. So I was like, well, they didn't say that they didn't like their name, but at first I was kind of thinking they were on some scamming type of stuff. Like, why wouldn't you put your real name or whatever? Like, this is why you came here. You really need this, right? So time went by, and I was reading the roster. Like, this is such and such, and this is such and such. It's at the end of the class now, to make sure that I had enough. To make sure I had everyone's information on there. Because some of them were returning students. I teach, so some of them were returning. They come every couple of years to see me. So some of them was my returning students, and I knew their names and everything, but I wanted to make sure that I had the correct name for this other individual. And, like, the person kind of freaked out on me. They were like, yeah, I don't like that name. Like, they were upset that I said it out loud. And so, I thought to myself, so I waited till everyone left, and then I had a conversation with the person and told them, you have to accept you for who you are, okay, regardless of what's going on. They don't identify with their name. So it doesn't matter. Name doesn't mean nothing, okay? It's about who you are on the inside. And that's what I'm saying here to you. You have to, or else you're trapping yourself in your mind. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself on how you lived your life. You need to love and accept yourself no matter what has happened in your life, no matter who you are, what your past has been. You must love and accept yourself, okay? Because other than that, you are going to be stuck in your own mind, And like I told the individual, you don't want everyone else's perception of you to be who you are, to create who you are. Okay? And so the same for you. Whatever you've done or whatever you've been through, you do not want that image of yourself based on what you believe other people's opinions are about you to shape who you are as a person. That's just not going to work. Then you'll be living your life through their eyes, and you're not being your true authentic self. So you shouldn't do that. Okay? You need to love yourself. Okay? Accept yourself no matter what has happened, what's going on, what you've been through. Love and accept yourself. Okay? Sometimes it can be your family, and see, this is why I mentioned this story about the person, because I'm certain that the person had been dealing with family members a lot, and these family members will tell this person, oh, you're not this, you're not that, no matter what's going on. I'm not saying that the person's living a perfect life. What I'm saying is, no matter what has happened, what you've done, you have to be able to love and accept yourself. That'll help you open up your chakras and be able to move further up. Those things that are not desirable of God are going to fall off anyway, because higher energy, you're going to become your true authentic self. You're not going to accept none of that dark stuff like that. Okay? So you need to just worry about being who you truly are. That's the first thing, being true to yourself. Okay? Family members, they like, the word talks about your family being, your enemies being members of your household. And it's important that you understand that, because they are the ones that you spend a lot of time with. They're the ones that help you form opinions about yourself. Okay, I remember, for example, when I was a kid and something happened to me, and they did their best to try to keep my energy low. Oh, remember, they always want to bring up your past about who you used to be or what used to happen or the stuff that you used to accept. Oh, don't you remember when this and this happened? Remember what happened with you and oh boy, and it's like, really? I'm successful now. I did X, Y, and Z, and this is all that you're still talking about. This is all that you remember. Something that happened to me, something that I was truly being the victim of, and that's all you remember. It's X, Y, and Z. What a shame. So you need to be careful of that. You need to be mindful of that. Sometimes especially if you're chosen, you're gonna have to move away from people of your past. Period. They're a lot of times, especially if you've been in darkness, they are the playing field of that. Okay, they are of that dark energy, and you have to move out. You have to move up. So you're not going to be resonating with them same people, places, or things anymore. You're going to be moving up, and so will your circle of people. There are people out there that think like you. Okay, I need you to understand that there are people that think just like you out there. All right. So you just have to work on yourself, and then God allows you to meet these people. These people are people that you actually already know. Okay, what I mean by that is your spirit already knows these people, and that's why when you get with them, it's going to resonate. The feeling's going to resonate. It's like, oh wow, I feel like I've always been around these people, or I've known them all my life. And that's going to be because you truly know these people, but you just don't remember them in this lifetime. All right, that could be a whole nother story. So my bottom line is, no matter what has happened, what you've done, you need to forgive yourself. God already forgave you. I don't care what it is that you've done. You need to accept that it's happened and forgive yourself, because God already forgave you. And without forgiving yourself, and if others have hurt you, you need to forgive them as well. Trust me, I already have. All those out there, some of you may be watching this video, okay, that have done things to me, I have forgiven them. The difference and the truth is that just because you forgive somebody don't mean you're a fool for them no more. That doesn't mean that I'm going to sit around and let you do it to me again, okay? But I do forgive you, all right? And that's how you have to be as well, okay? You forgive people. Don't have no malice in your heart. Don't wish nothing negative on them, even if they've done and wish negative things on you. That is not for you to worry about. When that people call it karma, you reaping what you sow. When you do things, it's like planting. Everything you do, honestly, it's like planting seeds, okay? And you're gonna reap what you sow. Whatever you put out, you're gonna get back. Okay, those are universal laws. People believe all kind of different things now, and I'm not to say that they're right or they're wrong. I'm just letting you know that if you learn about the universe, some of you have tried to hurt the universe, but that's a whole other thing. But dealing with the universe, there's universal laws, okay? And with these universal laws, cause and effect and all these other things, you already know if you've done something, it's going to come back to you tenfold, okay? And if in the words of Drake, even if it miss you, it's going to come back and get you. So don't think that you got away with anything. All right, well, but that doesn't mean that God didn't forgive you. All right? That just means that you reap what you sow. All right? So forgive yourself, love yourself, and until next time.